The Success Consultants team is a group of excited and knowledgeable fellow students trained to help you thrive in academics, healthy habits, and college life in general. As we are learning to navigate Zoom college, you may have some questions and concerns about your experience. The Success Consultants team is here to help you navigate whatever these problems may be, and if not, connect you with a resource that will. Look out for our emails in your inbox and feel free to make an appointment at any time. Today, I'd like to address the problem of note-taking on PDF and class documents, and also give you my favorite, as well as some other possible programs you can use to make this online experience a little bit easier. So my favorite program to use in order to combat taking notes on these PDFs is Adobe Acrobat Pro. And it's extremely easy to download. What you're going to do is search Adobe Acrobat Pro into whatever web browser you use. Click on the top link and then buy the software. So the cool thing about this is that since this is a studying software, Claremont will actually not make you pay for it. You can get a discount if you use your school email, and I will provide a link that you can get in contact with someone that will help you download this software and get it at the discount rate so you don't personally have to pay for it. So now I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on just some of my favorite features within this app and kind of how you take notes on the PDF document. So once you download it, you scroll down to your Adobe application. I'm using this on MacBook. On PC, it's very similar. And you'll see that they already have 2 columns up with your downloads and your documents. So your PDF or download documents from class will end up in this download or documents folder, whichever one you save it to. And it's super easy to navigate. All you do is click on it and it will show you your download documents, and you just click on one and it will open it up inside of Adobe Acrobat Pro. All right, so once you select the PDF or download document that you'd like to edit, you go click on it to open it and then click on the tools bar and then comment to open the comment bar, which will give you the features that you can use to take notes on these PDF documents. The first feature I'd like to talk about is the sticky note. To open the sticky note, you click on it and then drag it to anywhere on the page, and it opens up the icon and allows you to add a comment. So I'm going to add a comment based on this reading. It's about proof of an external world. So because I know that, and the sticky note icon is now there, I can post this comment, and whenever I scroll over it, it will show what my comment is just by scrolling over the sticky note icon. And this is useful because as you're going through the pages and you don't want to go and read through the whole paragraph or each page to find out what the main subject is, you can take a quick note and it will allow you to see or just give a quick reminder of what this page is about. The next feature is the highlighting feature, and the highlighting feature works similarly as it does on any other application or like Google Docs or Pages, whatever you might use. You just click on it and then scroll over the text you'd like to highlight. And as you can see, it will bold it in this nice yellow color. And it also allows you to add a comment on it. I'm not going to add a comment because it has the same format as the sticky note. When you scroll over it, it will show what your comment is. But as you can see, it's useful if you think there's an important piece that you want to highlight. The yellow is super bold, and as you're scrolling through the pages, it pops up instantly. Next is the underline feature, and the underline feature is pretty similar to the highlighting feature, except instead of bolding everything in yellow, it just puts a nice line underneath. So if you don't want it to be so bold, you can use this feature, and you can also add a comment. So if it says the world published in 1925, you can say world published in 1925. And then just like with the sticky note and with the highlight, if you scroll over it, it will show you what your comment is. The next feature is the strike-through feature. And the strike-through is useful if you have some piece of text that your professor says maybe is not relevant to the point he's trying to get across in the reading that you're doing, or it's an idea that you maybe won't be talking about in the class discussion, or goes against something that is the point that you're trying to make during the reading. So the strike-through feature works the same as the underline and highlight. You click and drag over whichever text you'd like to remove or cross out. And by doing this, it adds a huge red line, as you can see. It's very obvious what the strike through feature does. And you can add a comment like, this is not relevant for class discussion. And just as with the sticky note, highlight and underline, when you scroll over the strike through portion of the text, it pops up with what the comment that you added will be. So that's pretty useful if there's an idea that you'd like to cross out within the text that you're reading. The next feature is replace text. So this is useful if maybe there's something that you read that you want to clear up, or an idea that you'd like to make more clear through your own words. So in this thing, in Morris 2 paper, our 14 years of stuff has substantial differences. The former is a characteristic instant of appeal to the common sense. So that could be just too vague or confusing. And there might be another way that you'd phrase it to make it better. So if you'd like to strike through that, as you can see, it goes through with a blue line, not the same as the red line, and you can add your comment. This is too vague, and I'd like to clear it up in the future. And once you post that comment, just like with the other 4 features that I've talked about, when you scroll over it, it will say what that comment is. So maybe if you're going back, you want to go back to this to clear it up, you can do so, and you can see where you need to go back and do that. After the replace text feature, we have insert text. So maybe there's something you talked about in your class discussion that you'd like to go back and reiterate on or add to the piece of reading. So when you're going back through it for your notes or maybe for an exam, and you'd like to touch on it, or do you like to be reminded of some piece that maybe you could have forgotten, you can find the spot where you'd like to add it, then click, and once you click, it opens up another comment tab on the side, and you can write what you'd like to add in. So maybe you could say, like, look at the teacher's notes for this class's discussion, classes with, and post that. And then once you scroll over that again, just like with the other features, it will say look at the teacher's notes for the class discussion. So that's a pretty useful feature if there's something that you wanted to add in and make more clear maybe in the text. Up next, at the top, we have the text feature. And the text feature allows you to literally write text anywhere you want. So maybe like a pencil, if you were using physics book, this is kind of the same as it would be for an online PDF document. So if I wanted to add a text, maybe such as like use this page for the upcoming essay because there's an idea that you thought relates to it, or whatever that might be. As you can see, that text is not supposed to be there. It's not part of the PDF document. As you're scrolling through, when you see it, you know you can stop and read it and remember what you want to talk about, what you wanted to bring up for this individual page. The text box, next feature I'm going to show you, works very similar. So this I usually use for headers. It's nice and bright and red. You can also change the color. I'm not going to do that, but this is, you can use it for headers or other notes, maybe some ideas that you'd like to add. And it's just nice because it's very bold, just like the text. You know that it's not supposed to be there. It's in the box. You can add it anywhere on the page. I'm just putting it there because there's a free spot. And as you can see, it also pops up on the side. And yeah, so I like that feature. I use that quite a bit, actually, usually for headers when I'm reading through my PDF documents. After that, we have the draw feature. So if you like to mark up your books with notes or annotations, this could be useful for you. So as you can see, you just click and drag whichever you want to highlight. If you want to maybe put reference to a quote or bold something that you'd like to bring up in class, I think this feature is very useful because it shows you you can contextualize it and put the drawings exactly where you want. So yeah, I like the drawing. And also, if you make a mistake, there's a feature called erase drawing, which is very convenient. And to use this, you click down and drag it over any piece that you have drawn on the PDF document. I'm not going to uh, erase everything because I don't want to waste your guys' time, but that's just how you get rid of the drawings. Finally, the last piece or the last feature on the Adobe Pro, you see that I use a stamp. So if you'd like to add a stamp, you can click on that. And this has different stamps. You have like a sign here, maybe if you're making a document or a contract, and you can add one of these and put it wherever that might be on the page. So if you'd like to add it, I'll add it there because it wasn't letting me add it on the bottom. But yeah, it's just a fun feature if you want to add some little post on the PDF document. You can also add like another one. Maybe you want to put this approved one up at the top. And yeah, those are the note-taking features that I like to use. Those are the ones that I think are easy and it's very intuitive once you download Adobe Acrobat Pro. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So now I'd just like to show Mac users some quick applications that they can download on their MacBook to make note-taking a little bit easier. So what you're gonna want to do is open the App Store, and in the search bar, I'm gonna put the first one I'm gonna use or show you guys is Notably. So I think Notably is extremely user friendly, just like the two other ones, which are actually GoodNote and Evernote. It's only $1.99, but it's a program that is really easy to use. It's similar to Pages, and it's great for note taking. It keeps everything stored and organized. So I really enjoy using that one. I feel the same about GoodNote 5. It's $7.99, but as you can see, you can do some pretty cool illustrations when you're taking notes. This one also might be handy if you're using like an iPad where you can draw something like that. But I think this one is also super easy and convenient and also keeps your documents organized on the MacBook. And then finally, Evernote, which is free. As you can see on the sidebar, it's extremely organized. It shows you what you've been working on. So yeah, these are just three quick applications that I found for myself are pretty handy and also very easy to take notes on if you have a MacBook. So finally, I just wanted to share with you guys two other resources, one for PC and one for tablets that I think are handy for editing download documents as well as PDF documents. The first one is PDF Element. I think this one it's generally for PC. I know it's for Mac too, but it's recommended for PC. I'm not going to give you a full tutorial because it's pretty intuitive, just as Adobe Acrobat Pro is, and it's easy to download. We'll still give the discount using the student email. And yeah, I think it's very user friendly, just like Adobe Acrobat Pro. And then there's also another software called Drawboard PDF, which I would recommend for tablet users, just because most of the marking up in notes is done with drawing, so you could use your touch pen or finger for that. I know my friend that uses an iPad for a lot of his work uses this for taking notes on PDF and download documents. And I'm assuming that Adobe Acrobat Pro as well as PDF Element also work for tablets, but it just depends on what your preference is, honestly. Another resource, and the last one I'm going to talk about before I end this video, is an app called Speechify. You can download it online, and basically it turns reading your text into audio files for you. And after we spend so much time during Zoom college looking at screens, and in Zoom classes, it can be nice not to have to do reading on a screen as well. So this app is really handy for that. And the same discount applies as did for Adobe Acrobat Pro, PDF Element, and Dashboard PDF. Thanks, guys.